Now, there are over 30 monuments of culture, history, and architecture, and you're bound to see something you like in the city. So, moving back from linguistics into the town, I think now would be a good time to run through some of the top sites. I think to kick things off, we'll start with some of the nicer religious buildings, and a great place to do this is the Cathedral of the Transfiguration, one of the main Orthodox cathedrals in Tambov. And not only that, it's the oldest in the region and the first one to be built.
Anyhow, good morning. This is Dave TV for the 3rd of March, 2011. This is 1390 AM. This is, which is WZHF. It used to be the old WEAM, the old top 40 rocker WEAM, way back when, back in the 70s. We just reported on DCR TV that the station has flipped to carrying the English language Voice of Russia. So you can now listen to the Voice of Russia in English on WZHF 1390 here in Washington. The other big news today, the big news is Fred Grandy leaving WMAL. And of course, if you go to the Washington Post, you can catch up on all the news here. Oops. There it goes. No results found for WMAL. Okay, good old Washington Post. Going to get on that story in a couple days when they see fit to do it. If you look at the Washington Post style section today, we hear about some orchestra conductor leaving, and there's a whole lot in this paper today about Charlie Sheen from Lisa D. Mayonnaise. Lisa D. Mayonnaise, she gives us every day. If Charlie Sheen takes a bowel movement, we will hear about it in the good old Washington Post. So anyhow, I don't know. Anyhow, Justin Bieber, he flicked his middle finger at somebody. That's also a big story. Oh, in the Washington Post, the style section today, we also, this is big news. John Schneider, remember him from the Dukes of Hazzard? He was enjoying a pulled pork sandwich for lunch at the Grand Hyatt's Cure Bar. Okay, so, the Post is really, really on it. Anyhow, the big news, of course, is Fred Grandy leaving WMAL. The confirmation of it on WMAL's website today. So if we go to WMAL.com, they have a thing on here, and you can click on the statement from Fred Grandy, or about Fred Grandy, and it says that that Fred Grandy has informed WMAL of his intention to resign from the station and its morning program, the Grandy Group, and they're going to have fill-in hosts and all that with Brian Neiman in the mornings until they find a replacement. Who could be, somebody like Major Garrett or Brian Wilson, the former Fox Newsers. There are some righty blogs out there today that are claiming that Fred Grandy is left because of pressure from various Islamic groups that didn't like his commentary on the station. Fred wasn't a real super righty, but he did have his wife, Mrs. Fred, on a lot, and she was quite, she's one of those ladies that claims, things that Sharia law is going to be coming to America at any moment, and she's rather radical in her views on that, and I know a lot of Islamic groups got very upset at that, but I don't think the Islamic groups had any pull or any say on WMAL. I think Fred Grandy just simply wanted out of his contract there. And this is an old story. He's been wanted, we've reported on DCR TV that he's wanted out of his contract at WMAL for, at least, a half year or so. A year ago, if you'll recall, there was a whole brouhaha with the morning show with Fred Grandy and Brian and Andy Parks and all that. And one week Andy Parks would be on and Fred would be gone, and then Fred would be on and Andy would be gone, and there was a whole lot of contractual stuff going on. And it ended up with Andy Parks leaving the station, unceremoniously getting canned from the station after 20-some years working there. Really good station, really quality management there. When somebody who's worked at your station for 20 years and you just goodbye, it's sad. WMAL needs to they need to make some major changes. They need to have a new morning show with some younger talent on it. They need to get an afternoon drive show. I went into all that in one of my previous Dave TVs from yesterday, so check it out. Anyhow, we're going to check out some classic TV today. This is Bill Kamal. Remember Bill, the weather dude on Channel 9? Let's just check out a early 1990s weather forecast for him.
Something comes from the heavens. It may be white. It may not be liquid. Yes, big changes on the way, and we had the big change already today. 65 this afternoon, Right now, it's in the upper 20s here at Broadcast House. Here are the stats at National. It's still below freezing at the airport, so we've gone from 65 to 31, and that's the low for the day so far. 76 and 13 are the record, so we didn't hit the record today, even though it felt like spring. 31 right now, still a very strong wind gusting to 35, and air quality in the good range. Satellite picture last 24 hours, and you can see that swirl of clouds moving up through New York State, the St. Lawrence River Valley, and behind it, a really big flow of very strong winds and much, much colder air. There were some showers, some thunderstorms this morning. Newark, New Jersey, first time ever hail during the month of January. Tornado in Harrisburg, 88-mile-an-hour winds. Emmitsburg, we had winds here, 71 miles an hour here at Broadcast House. That occurred at 7:08 this evening. Snow showers now linger to our west. Here's the next system. It's an Alberta Clipper racing out of Alberta. There it is, that comma shape, riding through Nebraska, parts of Iowa right now. It's got some good snows with it. If this thing takes the track, I think it will, we could have accumulating snow here, even in the metro area, late Wednesday night or early Thursday morning. It may be the first of the season. Not a major storm, but the first is always major.
Well, anyhow, that's Bill Kamal. Of course, if you follow broadcast history, Bill had some troubles. He went down to Miami and worked for a couple stations down there and had actually a really good career. Then he got in trouble with the law and served some time in jail. I won't get into all that here, but you can go through the DCRTV News archives and check out whatever happened, or just Google Bill Kamal, and you'll find out that he's had a very unhappy past few years. Anyhow, what else? We'll leave this for next time. This is just some 1981 memories of some radio. Remember when Roger Pintadosi penned a column? I believe this is in the Washington Post. I've got that here. This was back when WMAL, 1981 October, when WMAL was the top station in the market, had an 8.8 audience share, up from an 8.6 with Hardin and Weaver doing mornings. Wow, station's come a long way since then. I liked when the Washington Post, remember this is the Washington Post article, when the Washington Post actually ran sex ads. You know, remember when DC used to have a whole bunch of sex clubs, strip clubs, and they're all over downtown there. They're the Casino Royale Theater and up 14th Street. And remember, they used to go through the Post, and the whole, half the style section ads would be for sex club. Oh, well, maybe they need to get them back again, get some ads in that old paper. Anyhow, that's DCRTV Dave TV for today. Oh, gotta do my exercises. Remember, we're gonna get some exercises in here. Ready? Morning exercise, morning calisthenics for all you radio guys. We're gonna get Paul Bignell into shape. We're gonna get Johnny Holiday fit. Yeah, all you guys. Okay, folks, that's it for today, 3rd of March. Anyhow, breaking news. When it happens, we'll interrupt Let's Make a Deal or the Newlywed Game or the dating game if we need to. Thanks a lot, and don't forget to stay tuned.